What you're about to see is one of the most frustrating examples of bureaucracy in the federal government, and why there are so many calls to undo and tear down three-letter organizations and much of the bureaucracy that is in our federal government.
So, but now that you've restarted it, do you have evidence of the number of confidential human sources that were operating on the Capitol grounds on January 6th?
Our report will include the information in that regard.
Can you tell us today how many there were? Were there more than 100?
I'm not in a position to say that, both because it's in draft form and we have not gone through the classification review. And so I need to be careful on what I say.
So we're 4 years in. The reason to do...
This is Inspector General Horwitz being questioned by Congress about January 6th and the number of federal agents that stormed the Capitol. Yes, the full video is linked in the description. It is so frustrating. It's only 6 minutes long, and I barely made it through it without just breaking my phone. It's one of the most annoying things I can possibly imagine. A high-level bureaucrat stonewalling Congress, just like Merrick Garland with the DOJ and the FBI director are doing, as he mentions in this video. It's very frustrating to me that these organizations are allowed to not give information to Congress. Congress is the voice of the people. Congress are actually elected officials. So these appointed bureaucrats that are withholding information that could be very relevant to an election is absolutely nuts. Now, in the video, they go on and talk about, oh, we're this close to the election and this close to a new inauguration. Are you going to have the information about how many federal agents were in that group of people storming the Capitol on January 6th? Is that going to be ready by the next inauguration? Don't you think that might impact this election? Hey, what if it ended up that 200 of the 300 people that went into the Capitol were FBI assets? He wouldn't even answer if it was more or less than 100. It's complete obfuscation. He says nothing. When you watch this video, you'll get angrier and angrier as he goes on. The congressman goes on questioning this guy, who's like, oh no, I'm in the review process. I'm in the review process. I'm in the review process. I'm in the draft process. Blah, 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 blah. Look, this is information that has been touted, for 4 years now. Trump incited an insurrection, all this. And now, everybody knew this, of course, but now they are finally admitting that there were FBI sources and assets, people on the ground, FBI informants, agents, and personnel that took part in the storming of the Capitol. This was used, obviously, has been used as a cudgel to beat Donald Trump with. The fact that we allow these three-letter organizations and the bureaucrats to commit such a heinous fraud, really, on the American people astounds me. I have no idea why we allow this to happen. These organizations are entirely corrupt. He brings it up in the video, too. Here's a great one. The Secret Service deleted all of their texts on January 6th. How about that? What the hell? Now that we've got the Secret Service in even more scrutinizing light with the whole Donald Trump assassination attempts, let's add that to the pile. These organizations are so corrupt, and they're just completely stonewalling because they know that they need to wait until after the election, because January 6th has to be an issue. If it came out that the FBI, came out publicly, and many people already believe this, but if it came out that the FBI was inciting people and, essentially leading them into the Capitol, trying to get them to commit this, horribly, it's horrific optics for Trump, is what I'm trying to say. If they were trying to make that happen, do you know how much that would flip the vote for Donald Trump? It would be a landslide. You might even see 40 plus states go for Donald Trump in that case. I mean, it's absolutely astonishing that this information is out there and it's not being picked up and ran with by all the major news networks as a headline. Now, I know that this was several days ago that all of this came out, but it really didn't make much of a blip on the radar, and it's very frustrating. That's all.